Hey, mind detectives, is your gut feeling tingling? Does your girlfriend's behavior seem a little off lately? Maybe she's working late more often, or her phone is suddenly glued to her hand. Before you confront her in a jealous rage, let's get your detective skills sharpened. Today, we're cracking the code on busted 11 questions girls ask to hide their cheating. Watch before you trick you. We all know the sinking feeling of suspicion. But how can you tell if it's a harmless hunch or a genuine red flag? Here's the thing. Girls who cheat often try to cover their tracks. They might even use questions to manipulate the situation and deflect suspicion. Let's dissect 11 sneaky inquiries that could signal trouble in paradise. 1. The friend in need. She brings up a hypothetical scenario about a friend suspecting their partner's cheating. This is a sneaky way to gauge your reaction to infidelity without revealing her own guilt. Listen closely. Does she paint an overly dramatic picture of the friend's situation? Does she seem overly invested in the outcome? If so, it might be a way for her to plant seeds of doubt and normalize the idea of cheating in your mind. 2. The schedule. Snoop. A sudden interest in your work hours or weekend plans? This might be more than just casual curiosity. Imagine this. You mention you have a late meeting, and suddenly she's bombarding you with questions about the exact time you'll be back. Or you casually mention you're thinking of going on a guy's weekend, and her enthusiasm seems forced. This heightened scrutiny could be her way of carving out free time for her own activities, ensuring you're not around to catch her off guard. 3. The loyalty test. Questions like, do you think your friends would tell you if you were being cheated on? This could be a clever tactic. On the surface, it seems like a harmless conversation starter. But dig a little deeper. Is she trying to gauge the strength of your social circle? Is she worried someone might expose her actions? If she seems overly fixated on who might know what, it could be a sign that she's already crossed a line and is fishing for weaknesses in your network. 4. The night owl inquiry. An unusual curiosity about your late-night activities? Remember that time you mentioned staying up late to finish a project? Did she pepper you with questions about what you were doing, who you were talking to? This might be her attempt to keep tabs on your movements and avoid any awkward encounters. Imagine this scenario. You wake up in the morning to find her wide awake, scrolling through her phone. When you ask her why she's up so early, she claims she couldn't sleep, but seems overly interested in your whereabouts the night before. Be mindful of these unexplained shifts in her nighttime routine. 5. The change-up challenge. Questioning any shifts in your routine, even minor ones? This heightened scrutiny could be her way of anticipating your movements and ensuring her plans don't get disrupted. For example, you decide to hit the gym after work instead of going straight home. When you get back, she bombards you with questions about why you changed your routine. It might seem innocent, but this excessive focus on minor changes could be a sign that she has a schedule of her own to maintain and needs to ensure it doesn't clash with yours. 6. The weekend warrior. Constantly asking about your weekend plans. This could be less about wanting to spend quality time together and more about securing her own free time. Imagine this. Every Friday night, she starts peppering you with questions about your weekend activities. Is she genuinely interested in what you're doing, or does her enthusiasm seem forced? If it feels like she's trying to pin down your every move, it might be a way for her to ensure she has ample me time to pursue her own interests without you around. 7. The hypothetical heartbreak. Hypothetical questions like, what would you do if I cheated? This is a tactic that can be tough to decipher. On one hand, it might seem like an innocent way to gauge your perspective on infidelity. But on the other hand, it could be a way for her to test the waters and prepare for potential consequences if her actions are ever revealed. Does she seem overly invested in your answer? Does she keep circling back to this topic? If so, it might be a sign that she's already wrestling with guilt or considering crossing a line. 8. The travel trap. Showing excessive enthusiasm about your upcoming business trip? This might be more than just excitement for some quality alone time for you. Imagine this scenario. You mention a work trip coming up, and suddenly she's bombarding you with questions about the duration, your activities, and even suggesting places you should check out. This might be her way of celebrating free time to pursue her own interests without you around. Be mindful of a sudden shift in her usual demeanor towards your work trips. Genuine excitement is one thing, but an almost suspicious level of enthusiasm could be a red flag. 9. The trust test. Questions about your general trust levels, especially in relationships. This could be a clever way to deflect suspicion. By planting seeds of doubt about trust in general, she might be hoping to downplay the seriousness of her own actions. For example, she might ask leading questions like, "Do you think people can change after cheating?" Or, "Is it ever okay to lie to protect someone you love?" These questions might seem philosophical on the surface, but they could be a way for her to gauge the risk of getting caught if she's already crossed a line. Watch out for attempts to normalize infidelity or downplay the importance of honesty. 10. The cheating confession. For you. Asking if you've ever cheated in the past. This could be a projection of her own guilt, or a way to see if you might be understanding of a cheating partner. Imagine this. Out of the blue, she brings up a past relationship and asks if you've ever strayed. This could be a way for her to test the waters, see how you react to the concept of infidelity, or even gauge your potential forgiveness if she's considering cheating herself. Be mindful of the context and her overall demeanor when this topic comes up. 11. The texting detective. Excessive curiosity about your phone activity? This could be her way of deflecting attention and making you feel scrutinized, while she hides her own suspicious behavior. Does she constantly ask who you're texting or calling? Does she seem overly interested in the content of your messages? This might be her attempt to shift the focus away from her own phone use and make you feel like you have something to hide. Remember, mind detectives, a healthy relationship is built on trust and open communication. If your partner is constantly snooping on your phone, it's a sign of deeper issues that need to be addressed. Look, we all want to believe the best in our partners, but sometimes a little detective work is necessary. Now that you're armed with this knowledge, you can be a more astute detective in your own relationship. But remember, communication is key. If these questions raise red flags, have an open and honest conversation. And hey, if everything checks out and it's just a case of a curious girlfriend, well, then lucky you. But no matter what, you deserve to be in a relationship built on trust and respect. Don't be afraid to prioritize your own well-being. Thanks for joining us, Mind Detectives. Hit that like button and subscribe for more relationship advice to help you navigate the complexities of love.